Eat your carbs strategically. Now, what does that mean? Basically, carbs are great. Carbs are not bad. In our society, carbs get a very, very bad rap sometimes. We have no carb crazes and things along those lines, low carb, XYZ. The thing about carbs is this. Carbs are your body's primary energy source. It's the first thing your body wants to use for energy to take care of XYZ activity. Whether you're in the gym, whether you're doing some yard work, whatever it may be. When you're doing some type of physical activity, carbs are the first thing your body wants to use. So carbs aren't bad. It's just that when your goal is fat burning in particular, we need to be conscious of how many carbs we give our body. Because if you give your body plenty of carbs from your diet, your body will have no incentive to take from the stored fat, whether it's on your stomach, on your arms, on your thighs, wherever it may be. Because your body will never do a harder thing over an easier thing. And it's actually harder to break down the stored fat over to take from what's already being digested in the system. So we don't want to eliminate carbs altogether. Now that may work for some people, but I'm not the biggest advocate of complete no carb diets. What I suggest what I meant by being strategic with your carbohydrates is to give your carbs a purpose and to fuel up with your carbohydrates at proper times and intervals throughout your day. On days that you work out, you want to eat your carbs first thing in the morning at breakfast, the meal you have right before you work out, and the meal you have right after you work out. On days that you don't work out, you're going to have carbs first thing in the morning with breakfast and also with your lunch. Those will be the only times during the day that you want to have your carbohydrates. So we're not eliminating them. We're just using them strategically throughout our day to help either fuel our workouts or replenish back in after a workout, which is two great things to do when fat burning is your goal. So remember, be strategic with your carbohydrates. Don't eliminate them completely, but have them at specific times throughout your day to help your overall fat burning goal. Now, how many carbs is an ideal amount per person? Well, per person is somewhat relative. I suggest starting out with 1 gram of carbohydrate per pound of body weight. If you're say you're a 150 pound individual, right? 150 pounds means you'll take in at most 150 grams per day, okay? Now, on a day when you're training, there were potentially 3 different times you could have carbohydrates. Take that 150, divide that by 3, and now that means it's 50 grams of carbs per meal each time you eat at the most. Now, what does that look like? That looks like about a cup of rice. A cup of cooked rice, for that matter, contains about 45 to 50 grams of carbohydrates. So I want to give you a tangible representation of what that looks like. Now, again, on the days that you don't train, you'll get them first thing in the morning at breakfast and at your lunchtime. So now you won't get the full 150, but you don't need to have all of the fuel that you normally would get from having all of your carbs. Why? Because you don't have any additional energy needs. The rest of the energy need should come from the stored fat that we have in our body. So we give our body just enough energy, but not too much.